Well, good evening, everybody. First thing I should say, besides sort of welcome to the class, is if you have a problem with the volume coming out from me, please do send a chat message through. I'll see if I can do anything about it. The reason I say that is because I seem to be caught between coming across too loud and distorted when I'm doing this class here for the Buddhist, and then last Saturday I was asked to look after the meditation workshop that they do every Saturday afternoon. And I was getting messages that I was too quiet, and it's like you can't win. So, but anyway, if you have a problem with me being too loud or too soft, do let me know. Frankly, my grasp of technology is so minimal I can't guarantee to put it right, except the ordinary human way, talk louder, talk softer. So please, I'm in your hands as far as this is concerned. So anyway, welcome to the class. Particularly if you are a newcomer to the basic meditation class at the Buddhist, particularly pleased to see so many old timers here. That's great. Last week, I was just saying that. What was I saying? I was saying that we're going to a meditation class or a meditation workshop or whatever, and the interesting thing is, my understanding is, the Pali word for meditation is not actually meditation; it's cultivation, mental cultivation. You see, cultivating the mind. We're developing enlightening qualities, as it were, in the mind, and I quite like that idea because. It puts it into perspective, doesn't it? Whatever we're doing tonight, we're just kind of sowing seeds. And I particularly like that tonight because I thought, well, actually it was suggested to me last week that it would be appreciated if we sort of focused a little bit in this class on the cultivation of goodwill, of this term metta. In fact, the term in the scriptures is metta bhavana, is cultivating, literally cultivating loving kindness. That's one interpretation of this word metta, but it's loving kindness, it's happiness, it's well-being, it's goodwill. It's a rather positive kind of mind states that we are cultivating, and this is it's a great practice to do at any time. Yes, it is. And in almost all traditions of Buddhism, it's an important component of our practice. And one of the steps on the Eightfold Path, under the heading of meditation, under the heading that we call meditation, is right effort. And right effort is all about developing positive mental states so that we can let go of more negative mental states. And obviously, metta is all about a positive mental state, which we're going to be working on. And that's a good thing to do at any time. But I can't help but feel that our experience these crazy days, hard times, impermanence, we don't know what's happening next. There's been losses. Maybe there's anxiety and confusion and sadness and what should I do, and regret and sense of all that. Under any circumstances, we might feel inadequate, frustrated by this, that, and the other. And the Buddhist response tends to be cultivating metta, goodwill, loving kindness. So, although I'm going to use this word metta in terms of loving kindness or well-being, just do pick any phrase or word that means those sort of heart sentiments to you: kindness, happiness, well-being, goodwill, love in not in an erotic sense, but love is okay. And what we're going to do is we're going to think it. We do whatever we want to call it, mindfulness practice or cultivating a calm, tranquility practice. In some sense, we get it into our misguided heads that, thinking is a no-no. But now we're going to use thinking. We're actually going to use the ability of our minds to think. Obviously, it's stupid to think we shouldn't think, because because it's part of our nature, isn't it? Sometimes our thinking kind of obscures the true nature of the mind. The clear sky gets rather cloudy, doesn't it, as a result of our thinking. And it's very helpful to learn how to not suppress any thoughts or anything like that, but to be able to let go of them. But this evening, I'm going to kind of encourage, thinking kind thoughts, thinking happy thoughts, sending thoughts of goodwill all over. It's just like a wish, a simple wish, that's all. We're sowing seeds. So it doesn't really matter. This is not a question of tonight, we have to be happy, feel happy. Nobody's saying Buddhists should be happy all the time. What we're doing is working on the project. We're sowing the seeds. We're sowing the seeds. So the last thing we want to do is to start being judgmental because, tonight I really don't feel very positive. I really do feel a bit negative and grumpy. And it's like, that's just another thought. But actually, if we sow the seeds of metta, of loving kindness, compassion, that's another aspect of metta is compassion. We're sowing the seeds. That's all. That's all. So it's just do the work, do the practice, and sit back and see what happens next. So we're going to deliberately use that thinking ability that we all have to cultivate metta, loving kindness, happiness, compassion, well-being, goodwill, call it what you like. And this is going to be quite an interesting exercise, actually, because we're going to use words, and everybody here has to, if you like, think their own words, invent their own words. The words I use when I'm doing this practice is, may I be well. So that's what, may I be well, may others be well, because well-being, to me, is such an all-encompassing term, word. Could be in physical health, could be mental health, it could be material health. It doesn't really matter. So may I be well, it's whatever we want to make it. But it sounds a good thing to me. But please, may I be happy, may I be free from all stress and anxiety, may I be free from suffering. These are all metta thoughts. And of course, you can use a phrase like, may I be well, may others be well, as a mantra. So we could get this as, metta meditation. We're thinking, what are we doing tonight? Well, we're doing metta meditation, right? Or we could say, maybe we've come along to the class tonight, and what's this metta thing? I don't want to do that. Why don't I just focus the mind on a mantra? Of course you can. It's called, may I be well, may others be well. So we think that and stabilize. And remember, a meditation object like a mantra is just like an anchor, a stabilizer to stop the monkey mind from wandering too far. Okay, here's a mantra. May I be well, may others be well, may all beings be well. Whether we feel it or not, we just do it, we sow the seed. It's a mantra. These are words, phrases, cultivating loving kindness, and we can use it also as a mantra. And here's another thing. Many of us, when we're doing ordinary mindfulness practice, if that's what we do, we use the breath as a meditation object, don't we? We let the attention rest on the breath, breathing in, breathing out. Well, that's our standard, it's my standard practice. But look, we can bundle this metta practice up into a mantra and with the breath. Let's use the breath as well. Because on the in-breath, we could wish, may I be well. And on the out-breath, may others be well. So there's lots going on. We're cultivating, we're sowing the seeds of goodwill. We're using a mantra, right? And mindfulness of the breath simultaneously to stabilize the mind, to keep us on track. So I like to do that. I like it to be quite physical. I mean, you can even imagine on the in-breath energizing the body with goodwill. And then on the out-breath, relaxing, letting go of negativity and maybe, sharing goodwill with all other beings. Anyway, we'll get into this. So please use this practice over the next few minutes for whatever you'd like to do. So compose the body, set the body up in an alert, relaxed posture. Maybe scan the body. How we bring attention to the feelings, the ordinary feelings of just sitting here, feet on the floor, the weight of the body on the cushion. The hands are parked somewhere out of the way. There they are, they're warm, touchy hands. The breath's in the belly, pressure of the waistband. The shoulders are relaxed or up around our ears or whatever. There they go. You feel the shoulders. Just run the attention up and down the body for a bit, noticing any remarkable or totally unremarkable sensations. Experiencing the body then as a mass of feelings. There's a mass of physical feelings, mass of sensations. Alert posture, a relaxed posture. And this practice of generating well-being, happiness, goodwill, it's terribly important to relax, actually. We're on the side this evening of relaxing. Relaxing. Now, this is potentially quite a pleasant practice, actually. And just be aware of the breath. Breathing in, breathing out. Wherever we notice the breath when we're doing our ordinary at-home practice, right? The nostrils, the mouth, the rise and fall of the belly, in-breath, out-breath. Now, in this practice of metta, developing goodwill, loving kindness, and when we read the Buddha's teachings on loving kindness, we spread these thoughts of goodwill and love to all sentient beings throughout the universe. But it's hard to do unless we've got a tank load of it ourselves to share. So it's very much a question, you just notice that from a practical point of view. It's difficult to be even kind of pleasantly sociable if we don't like ourselves very much, if we're on the defensive. No, it's difficult. So I'd like us just to bring to mind our own good qualities. This is not boasting, this is just a matter of fact. Everybody here, all the, 35 people here or more, we've all got lots of good stuff going for us. So bring to mind our own ordinary, practical skills, reasons we're valued, actually. Our ordinary practical skills and abilities and talents. Just note them. Note our, I was going to say the good deeds we've done today, at least the good intentions we've done today. At least we haven't harmed anybody today, probably. Most people who get into meditation and Buddhist meditation lead pretty moral lives, actually. Congratulations. So we bring to mind our own good qualities. And why do people appreciate us? And you notice any resistance in the mind to say, well, but. It's like, no, not at the moment. We're just focusing on the positive, actually. Our own good qualities. And now just focus on our needs. We're going to send thoughts of loving kindness to others. We appreciate that good people like us, deserve goodwill. But actually, it's more than that. Everybody needs a bit of tender, loving care. And I don't want to plumb the depths of self-pity, But we've all got our problems we'd like some help with. Maybe it's a question around health. Right? Maybe it's a question around confidence. Maybe it's about feeling a bit better about ourselves, not beating ourselves up so much. So just bring to mind our own, needs. Not just the fact that we deserve all the love we can get, but we deserve it, but we actually need it too. We deserve it and we need it, and that's what we're going to do in this practice to generate it. And so, moving into the practice, breathing in, breathing out, finding a formula, a mantra, like, may I be well, may others be well. Let's just try that. Breathing in, may I be well, may others. Or, may I be happy, may others be happy, may I be free from anxiety, may others be free from anxiety. Sowing the seeds. On the in-breath, a wish for ourselves. On the out-breath, if not sending these good thoughts to others, just letting go of any negativity. In, energizing, breathing out, relaxing. On the in-breath, may I be well. On the out-breath, may others be well. And when the mind wanders, as it will, just bring it back to the words, sowing the seeds. May I be well, may others be well. Bringing the mind back to the breath. Breathing in, breathing out. May I be well, may I be happy, may others be well, may others be happy. And we don't have to feel anything when we're doing this. But if we do, maybe a softening of the heart, be aware of that. And if we want to, and it's all if we want to, develop a bit of feeling loving kindness by bringing to mind a person or an object that will make your heart melt. Maybe if you, how about a little fluffy kitten or a baby, if you want to do that. Just if you want to inject a little bit of emotion into this, try that. But otherwise, just keep sowing the seeds. May I be well, may I be happy. May others be well, may others be happy. Breathing in, energizing the body and mind, with a wish for well-being, breathing out from the heart, sharing that wish with others. A heartfelt wish in for ourselves and a heartfelt wish for others on the out breath. May I be well. May others be well. May I be happy. May others be happy. May I be free from all stress and anxiety. Wishing the same thing for others. Just keep working away with the words, planting the seeds. And you notice perhaps as we use these words, the mantra, it does make it more difficult for the mind to wander and for other thinking to creep in. And often we think, well, we think in words. But when we're doing this practice, may I be well, may others be well, you've got some words already in place. It becomes harder to think. That's interesting. And just get the effort right. Don't try too hard. Breathing in, breathing out. May I be well, may others be well. That's enough. And this should be a very enjoyable meditation practice. Just notice if you're feeling easier, feeling more relaxed, maybe happy, free from all fear and anxiety, letting go of negativity. May others be well, happy, free from all fear and anxiety. Please take advantage of these next few minutes to stretch, move, stand up, sit down. I remember the first time I sort of discovered this practice. This was I signed up for a retreat at Amaravati, and I had no idea really what we were going to do for 10 days, but it was devoted to this practice, and seemed rather nice. But then I had a thought. It's like, oh, what's all this about not self in Buddhism? Aren't I just kind of boosting my ego in this way by wishing myself all the very best? You know? And we're not doing that, actually. What we're doing, perhaps, is balancing out a negative approach to ourselves. When you talk about a sense of self, in Buddhism, anatta doesn't mean we don't have a sense of self. That's all it is. That's all it is. A lot of us have, whether we know it or not, a rather negative sense of ourselves. We're rather judgmental, self-judgmental, self-critical, suffer from a lot of anxiety. I can't cope. I used to notice this. You'd walk into a room full of strangers and put your hand on the door handle, on the doorknob, and you'd notice the anxiety there. What's all that about? That's due perhaps to a rather I can't cope sense of self. But a negative sense of self is just as much of an unhelpful sense of self as thinking one's the greatest thing since sliced bread, you know. So it's a balancing out of negativity. So that's the first, that's one thing I really want to say. It's like, it's good for ourselves, our sense of self, to develop a bit of positivity around who we are. Don't forget, at the beginning of this little class, we brought to mind our own good qualities, and let's appreciate them. Let's appreciate them. Somebody's very kindly sent me through some help on the volume front. I can't hear all the words without straining my input volume on maximum. Thanks. Okay, I'm going to try and speak up a bit louder, and I hope that works. That's very helpful, sending that through. And now we're going to continue doing this practice for another few minutes. And gradually, we're going to put more focus, perhaps, on sharing these thoughts of kindness, goodwill, all the rest of it to other people. And we can use this to develop compassion. This is a very compassionate thing to do for ourselves. You know, as suffering beings, notice at the beginning I said, we all need a bit of tender, loving care, don't we? You know, and now I've just said, we often beat ourselves up quite a lot. And this is a practice, a compassionate practice to help with those sorts of issues. But also, now I'm going to suggest that we spread these thoughts of loving kindness in a more directed way. On the in-breath, may I be well. On the out-breath, may others be well. Well, let's name a few names on the others. And as we do it, of course, we're going to come across some people we know who are having a bad time. So we can wish them all the very best. If we know somebody who's sick, we know what to do. Get well soon. Right? That's a compassionate, kind wish coming from us, a heartfelt wish. May you, good friend, who are having this bad time, be well, be happy, get better. We can do that, you know, I mean, whatever else we can do right now to help them, we can send them this wish. And then, as we might be spreading these thoughts of goodwill wider and wider, we're bound to come across, you know, some people in the world who are having a really dreadful time. May all migrants be safe and secure, you know? Or just individuals, you know, people around the place we run into, we don't have any particular emotional bond to, we wish them well. We wish them well. I've nothing against you, wish you well. Or we might come across people who are giving us a bit of grief. We're not going to go and hug them, obviously, because they really are probably giving us a bad time. What we can do is perhaps recognize, well, I've got my problems and you've got your problems too. Let's just leave it there. Just acknowledging this ill will. Okay, I don't want you to suffer. It's that sort of thing. We may not be good friends, but may you be well. It's that sort of attitude. So let's get back to work. Set up the body again. And by the way, don't forget that at the end we will unmute everybody. But at any time you want to send a chat through, please do. So set the body up, alert, relaxed posture. Just scan the body. Any sensations in the body that are particularly remarkable, or is it nothing special? By the way, one thing we can do is send thoughts of kindness to this poor old body that's sitting here tonight. We've all got aches and pains, and it's perfectly reasonable to wish ourselves well, isn't it? Nothing wrong with that. It's honest. This is an honest practice. And without getting attached to a body, get old and sick and all the rest of it, at least you can wish yourself all the best. You know, get well soon to ourselves. Why not? It's honest. This is an honest practice. Anyway, we've set the body up. We're aware of sensations in the body. The posture is reasonably alert, but hopefully as relaxed as possible. We breathe in. We breathe out. And on the in-breath, we're always wishing ourselves good things. May I be well, may I be happy, free from all suffering. And on the out-breath, now let's be a bit more specific. Bring to mind people we really care about, people to whom we really feel very grateful, who've helped us. Well, it doesn't matter who they are. You know, I think in the context of doing this at the Buddhist Society, people who've Dharma friends, people who've helped us. I'm overwhelmed by this. You know, so many monastics, for example, who've I really feel hugely grateful to. You know, like for example, there's Ajahn Sumedho back at Amaravati right now. Gosh, I feel I owe him a lot, and I wish him the very best. The very best. May you be well, physically well. You know, he's getting on a bit. May you be physically well. So just bring to mind people who've helped us. And it's not necessarily, you know, with words of wisdom or anything like that. It's just good friends, somebody who's done us a good deed, given us some good advice, pointed us in the right direction. Cooked our dinner tonight. Bring them to mind. And quietly in the mind, name them, visualize them. That helps. On the in-breath, may I be well. On the out-breath, yeah, may this good friend, I'll use the phrase good friend, may this good friend be well, be happy. Just try that. Naming names. May you be well. And since they are our good friends, they are people who've helped us, we really do feel good about them. It is a genuine, heartfelt wish. Just keep sowing the seeds. May I be well, may these good friends, may this good friend be well. And when you come across somebody who is a bit sick, a bit sad, may you get well very soon. A real gesture of caring concern, of compassion. People we like, people we love, wish them well. And maybe expand the boundaries a little bit. Even like geographically. I bet all of us have got good friends all over the place. I'm bringing to mind right now a very dear friend of mine in India, and another very dear friend of mine in Thailand. I know them quite well. I wish them. I wish them what I think they would wish themselves. This is a good practice. I think Tibetan Buddhists are very good at this. Putting ourselves in other people's shoes, not wishing for them what we think they should have, not wishing for them what we think they should have, but wishing for them what we think they themselves want. And maybe they just want a holiday. Wish them happy holidays. Our family. And be even more generous with this practice. People we've come across today. I met somebody today who I don't even know his name. We had a nice chat. May I be well. May you be well too. How about our neighbours? Getting a little bit controversial, perhaps. That's good. I'm very lucky. I've got quite a few neighbours around here who are great. But then there are other people who I barely know. Maybe I've had a little disagreement with. Okay, you've got, your problems, and I've got mine. I respect you. I don't wish you ill. May you be well. Whereas my next door neighbours, I want the very best for you. people with whom we work. Some are probably quite close colleagues. Some are more problematic. I be well. May you be well too. If we can broaden the radiate more broadly on the in-breath, all the time keeping going this wish for our own well-being, enlarge the wish to include everybody who's having a bad time or a good time everywhere. People are having a bad time. It's quite easy to send them compassionate thoughts. But is there a hint of envy, perhaps, when we run into somebody who's having a better time? Just note that resistance. May you be well. I don't wish you, I don't begrudge your good fortune so much as to wish you ill. May you be well. And perhaps take a sort of a global view. On my shrine here at home, I've got that NASA picture of Earth taken from outer space, and against that dark, expansive background is this blue, green, brown planet Earth with a few fluffy clouds. On the in-breath, may I be well. On the out-breath, may everybody be well, be happy, and all beings on planet Earth. Sort of an ultimate ecological environmental wish. May all beings, wherever they may be free from suffering. May this being sitting here be free from suffering. All beings be free from suffering everywhere. And now in these last few minutes, why not just let all the words fall away? Just let the attention rest on the rhythm of the breath. Breathing in, breathing out. So, please, if Wongdu there could unmute everybody so that we can sort of ask questions. Or don't forget the chat box. I haven't got anything in the chat box yet. While we're sort of getting that sorted out, let me just say something about the benefits of metta practice, because in the classic meditation manuals, they claim there are many benefits from this practice. I mean, sort of practical benefits. So I've got to read this. There's so many. This is just a potted summary, I think. So first one is, you sleep soundly. Do this practice and you sleep soundly, and you don't have any bad dreams, no nightmares. And not just people like you, but animals like us as well, if we practice loving kindness. And I don't know whether we believe in deities, but if we do believe in deities, they'll guard us against fire and poisons and all that sort of thing. And getting back to mental states, the mind is calm. It concentrates quite easily. We have a serene appearance. And we die unconfused, clarity of mind. And I'm sure I've left some other ones out. So it sounds like a good thing to do. And as I say, it's often taught as being like a calming practice, developing tranquility and calm, which is true, I'm sure. But it also develops a certain amount of insight, I find, not just around one's sense of self. Deep down inside, we could have a very negative sense of ourselves. And then we do this practice and we find it's just, I was going to say, a figment of our imagination. It's a creation, but it's our own creation of ourselves. There's nothing, more than that. It's not me. It's just a creation. But I've constructed this thing called a rather negative, insecure, inadequate me. And then the other thing is, as we do this practice, and we sort of encounter other people in this practice, it changes our attitude to them. Begin to see perhaps the good side of people we felt a bit wary of, uncomfortable with, that sort of thing. So, okay, somebody said they've got to go. And then somebody else has asked me, what do you think of the mantra, I will be well, as a sort of commitment rather than just a wish? Well, notice there's a bit of a difference between I will be well, a mantra, I will be well, and may I be well. If I say I will be well, there is a commitment there. It may not work out quite the way I want. And I might feel a bit disappointed and down about it, even though the commitment is a perfectly laudable one. So I'd be more comfortable about just, may I be well, may I be happy, may I be free from all suffering. So it's like if I said, I will be happy, I will be free of all suffering. I could, nice idea. Nice idea. I just like, it's a wish. May I be well, may I be happy, free from anxiety, and then sharing that wish with others. It's my suggestion. Any other questions? I think we can all unmute if we want to. Any other? Nothing else in chat coming through yet. I strongly recommend this practice, not just as a sort of a one-off once in a while, but working with it maybe for an extended period as our main practice. And you notice the sort of sense of this, because what I'm doing is I'm suggesting one can use it just as a way of mindfulness practice. You know, it's like a mantra is a well-known meditation object in mindfulness practice. It's that anchor to bring the attention back to when the mind wanders. So the mantra becomes, may I be well, may others be well. And then the other aspect of it, which I enjoy actually, is linking it to the breath, in breath and out breath. So maybe the basic, our basic meditation practices, anapanasati, mindfulness of the in-breath and the out-breath. That's fine. That's not inconsistent with linking it to a mantra. Any mantra you like, but may I be well, may others be well. And as we sow those seeds of loving kindness, all sorts of good fruit may follow in a while. So I think it's a great practice to cultivate and develop on quite a regular basis, actually. Any other questions or comments? Do feel free to go ahead. Or anything, about a meditation in general. I can help. Happy to try to do so. Next week it's Ajahn Barry Subhaddo leading the class. And that will be very pleasant for me. Everybody seems to enjoy Barry, long-time practitioner in the various traditions, as a monastic, now a layperson. So he will be leading the classes he's kindly offered to do once a month. So that's Barry next week. Somebody asked me last week if we'd do this metta practice. Was it? I'm just looking. Was it Valentina? Did you mention? Yeah.
Yes, I did, Colin. And actually, I had just a quick comment about the practice that the few times I've done it with you, I found that sending loving kindness to people that I find particularly annoying or difficult is actually quite helpful. So I tend to send, loving kindness to people that I find particularly difficult, and even today to a person that hurt me recently. And I found that really soothing, and and now when I think about this person, I feel much calmer. So it was just an observation, really, that of course I send loving kindness to people I feel good towards, but I find that it's particularly powerful when thinking about people that I don't particularly get on with, or people that have actually hurt me.
Well, I know. No, it's a good thing to do. Just at the level of not wishing them ill, I think is it's like, you've hurt me somehow. There's no doubt about that. You did something, which really hurt. But I don't have to wish you, bad stuff in return. There's a big difference there, isn't there? Really is. I mean, back in the day when I could, go into prison and teach meditation in prison, and obviously COVID has sort of made that much more difficult now. You're in there with a bunch of people who have to get on with each other, and with the staff as well. It's like, it's not a particularly loving relationship. It's a situation which does, call out for people to, get on, to appreciate that we're all in this together. We've all got these problems, and I won't make them worse for you. It's that sort of attitude. And it's a good, precursor to forgiveness, for example. I say nobody's denying that something horrible has been done to us. It's not like that. It's more like, okay, that was then, I don't wish you ill now, kind of. That's a big difference. Otherwise, because you carry a grudge for a long time. He did that, she said that, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, can we just sort of park that? And the way to park it is to just appreciate, yeah, you've got your problems too. I've got my problems. You've got your problems. That's okay. Let's just leave it there. So that's good. I mean, I'm glad you said that, because personally, I find that very helpful. Actually, that's all I try to do. Are there any other comments at all, or questions, or anything? And if we are having sort of physical difficulties, this comes back to this business about people were having problems. People were having problems with, yes, but if we're having physical problems, it's very easy to be very negative about it. I shouldn't be like this, I should be. I should be able to sprint up the stairs like I used to do 30, 40 years ago, kind of thing. It's like, the stiffness is bad enough without sort of beating ourselves up on top of that. Okay, it's like that. I wish it was better. May you be better. It's that sort of attitude. I find it very helpful. As I say, I recommend scanning when we scan the body, which I think is a essential, a very important, meditation practice, just physically noting sensations. To wish the body itself, or parts of the body, well-being, because we all have perceptions about the way we look and the way we feel and the age and this, that, and the other. We don't like this bit compared with that bit, on and on. And, this is a practice of being comfortable living on our own skin. There again, it's not a matter of, let the body go to ruin. Keep fit, okay, but be comfortable in our own skin. May you be well. Any other thoughts or questions? Well, if not, thank you very much for coming. Lovely to see everybody this evening. I'd like to wish you all well-being, happiness, freedom from all stress and anxiety, freedom from suffering, freedom from COVID, freedom from being annoyed by what we read in the newspapers. So take care, and I hope to see you next week with when Ajahn Barry's here. Oh, by the way, thank you very much to Wongdu and everybody at the Buddhist Society who've been making this possible. Thank you very much. Okay, good night, everybody. Good night.